Everybody, I'm gonna do a short live tonight because of Antietam Cable's terrible service. Let me try to get some of this glare off of here. Much better. All right, so anybody watching this back, tonight I'm going to do frequently asked questions. People ask that are enthusiasts or anyone having issues with paranormal experiences. This will be the video for you. Hello everybody. Again, I'm gonna do a really quick one tonight. I live in Hagerstown, Maryland, and our monopolized cable internet system right now is horrible. I don't know if anybody knows about this, but it goes in and out and you have to reset your router constantly, but it just came back up for me, so I'm hoping I can get through this. But tonight we're going to talk about the most frequently asked questions. Hey Michael, that people have asked me through the years. I'll start with an introduction and then dive right into all those different questions. So again, this video is perfect for people who are enthusiasts. It's perfect for people who are even, you know, experienced investigators. If you get the same questions, it might give you ideas how to respond to people. If you have no clue about the paranormal field or paranormal investigating, it might give you some insight. Some of it's funny, some of it's informational, but it might be helpful to somebody. Hey Chris. So anyways, I'm Rebecca Boyer. I'm the co-founder of Antietam Paranormal Society, and I have my sidekick Louie over here tonight, snoozing. Hey Adam, I have to talk to you, Adam, about stuff that we have coming up. Anyways, again, I'm Rebecca Boyer. I have been investigating the paranormal since 2008, and I've helped found the team Antietam Paranormal Society, and we've been an active team since then. We've done all sorts of locations through the years, hospitals, you know, private residences, businesses, you name it, we've probably done it. But anyways, I'm going to dive into some of the questions. Hey, Tony. Oh, thanks, Tony. One of the first questions that people ask me when I tell them that I'm a paranormal investigator or a ghost hunter is, isn't it scary? They always ask me this question. Even people who, you know, do it from time to time ask me this question. And I'll be honest, you can be. Paranormal investigation can be scary. It depends on where you go. And I would have to say it's not scary because of the paranormal aspect. I've never really, in the face of the team, I try to be. But I have been scared by things that were paranormal, I'll be honest. You know, startled is probably the better. You know, things that happen that you aren't expecting will always startle you. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's paranormal or if it's just something normal. You know, something falls off a shelf, or, you know, somebody says boo, Chris, and scares you. You know, if you're in a location and a door slams, you know, that can be scary. If you are in an abandoned building and all of a sudden you have bats flying around your head, that's pretty scary. So yes, it can be scary. And it's not just the paranormal aspect. It's animals, other people. I mean, if you go to locations that are scary, it's a totally different type of scary. Creepy people. You know, we did a location that is kind of like a halfway house, and some of the clientele that were there, yikes. So, you know, it can be scary for many reasons. Just my advice to anybody that is, you know, starting out in this, always check your surroundings before you get started. Make sure that there's no safety hazards for you and anybody you're with. Take a first aid kit, and if you see something that is, you know, could be a safety hazard to you, just leave. It's not worth it. You know, I've seen through the years young kids that go out and do this stuff, they get hit by trains. I've seen people find dead bodies. It's just, no. So if you think that you're in a shady area or it's just unsafe, leave. Even if you're investigating and you don't feel comfortable, You know, if it's more of like a spiritual thing, leave. You know, it can be scary. Kind of transitioning from that, can ghosts harm you? That's the next question I get all the time. I would say yes. Not meant to scare you, but yes, they can. They can follow you home. They can wreak havoc in your life. It depends on the spirit and the situation, which, without, you know, really diving into that too deeply, just remember that when you're out there investigating, you know, take care. If you have a religious belief, you know, create some sort of ritual for yourself that, you know, if you're saying a prayer or just trying to shield yourself, you know, creating that white light around you to make sure that, you know, nothing can harm you or follow you home. And always say before you leave, you know, hey, you guys have to stay here. But other ways they can harm you, people have been scratched. People have emotionally kind of changed during an investigation. I've seen people that were completely, you know, they were fine when they got there. They were happy, excited to be investigating, and their whole demeanor changed throughout the night. Hi, Ricky. Just remember that spirits can have an impact on your emotional and mental state. So pay attention to any signs that may make you uncomfortable and leave. I don't recommend you know, pushing that. If you feel uncomfortable, leave. Don't risk it. Even further going, next question, can they read your mind? I definitely feel that spirits can read your mind. I think that pretty much all of them have an ability to energetically sense what you're thinking, what you're feeling. So, you know, it's just kind of like, think of a psychic or an empath being able to read your energy. It's not necessarily that they're, you know, telepathic. It could just be that they're reading your energy, and whatever you're putting out there, they're picking it up. But we have in the past, you know, set up situations where we think a question, we don't say it aloud, and we get responses. So, I mean, that's another technique somebody can try. Some of the sillier questions I get through the years, where do you go to the bathroom? Most locations that we go to have bathrooms. Trans-Allegheny has a bathroom, Oddfellows has a bathroom, pretty much everywhere, you know, has a bathroom. But if you're in a situation where there isn't a bathroom, go before you go to the location. I don't recommend going out and popping a squat, you know, out somewhere, because, hey, Chad, because I mean, there's animals, ticks, chiggers, you know, poison ivy. You just never know. And in some places, it actually is illegal to go to the bathroom. So just remember that if you are in a place and you have permission to be there and there's no bathroom, go somewhere where there is a facility, and don't just go to the bathroom outside. May not be looked on well. Another question, have you seen a ghost? That kind of brings up like the whole thought process of what exactly is a ghost. So if we say a ghost is the spirit of somebody that was alive at one point in time, then yeah, I believe I have seen a ghost. A lot of people that I've met through the years believe they've seen ghosts. And a lot of times ghosts, for me personally, this is my opinion, doesn't have to be your opinion, but for me, ghosts are, you know, they're seen by loved ones, you know, after someone has died. And yes, yeah, might attract wild animals. Lock houses at a spot, yeah. Porta pots, yeah, or porta shitters, as Jeremy always likes to call them. But anyways, you know, ghosts to me a lot of times are loved ones that are stopping in to see you. You know, maybe they just passed, or they're just checking up on you, things like that. To me, ghosts are the living that are coming back to see you for some specific reason. But yes, I'm pretty certain that I have. You know, I don't have definitive proof for you, but to me, I definitely feel that I have. And again, a ghost to me is the spirit of someone who's passed that's visiting me for some reason. So that kind of transitioned to another question. Do our loved ones visit us after they die? Some of them do. I can't guarantee that if a loved one of yours passes that they will come and see you. However, most cases that I have heard of, people trying to tell me their stories and their experiences, so many of them are just that their loved ones stopped by to see them, whether it be they actually physically, with their eyes they saw them, that maybe they smelled perfume or cigar smoke, or they had some sort of synchronicity that, only could have lined up, hey Bobby Sue, only could be, the spirit of this loved one that is visiting them for some reason or another. So I always tell people, if in your heart you believe that was a loved one trying to send you a message, by all means. I don't ever feel like, telling someone that, well, there could be a reason for that. I don't think there's any, there's no point to that. So if you feel like a loved one has visited you and left you some sort of message, I definitely feel that you're probably right. Here's a good one. Do you really think you're talking to ghosts? Again, ghosts, what is a ghost? Hey Josh, hey Andy. I don't know. I'd love for all of my fellow paranormal investigators out there to kind of respond to that. I feel like through the years, as I've investigated, I have way more questions than I have answers, which I think ideally is what you want. I think anybody who has all the answers is probably not somebody to listen to. So I would definitely feel that you have your own perception of that. Do you think that when you're getting an EVP, do you think it's a ghost or a spirit of someone who's passed? Do you think they're living in a parallel universe? Do you think it's just them talking a long time ago and it's just carried over? I don't know. I'd like to think that we're talking to spirits of, those, and they're just right here with us. But it seems to me that there's a lot more complexity to the universe, so I don't feel that that's really true, and we can't really just put a label on it like that. Too much to label. Oh, let's see. Oh, here's the one that constantly, they don't really ask this question, but I feel like people kind of automatically assume that paranormal investigators are witches or Satan worshipers. Absolutely not true. You'll find that most paranormal investigators have their own religion. I know Catholics that do it. I know Wiccans, atheists, agnostics. I don't really know of anybody that's like part of like the Satanic Church or anything like that. So I've never met anybody that actually was a Satan worshiper or just considered themselves a witch and was, trying to conjure spirits like that. So no, we aren't. Everybody defines themselves in a different way, and everybody has different beliefs. And that's one of the great things about paranormal investigators. You'll find all sorts of people out there that can give you all sorts of different perceptions of the opinion belief-based section of all this. Let's see what else. Here's another one. People who are really strongly Christian automatically assume that all ghosts are demons. So I've had them ask, have you ever thought that all ghosts are actually demons? No. Here's a shocker. I don't personally believe in demons as a separate entity. If I ever have a case, it definitely, I would change my mind. If I ever had a case where I could not say that it was linked to a certain person, I feel like demonic activity is specifically almost like poltergeist activity. It is created and manifested by the living. A lot of cases that I've seen and I've read about, there's always an individual that is possessed or acts differently. And it almost seems like, yes, Josh, the Bible does talk frequently about ghosts. I feel like, a lot of these manifestations are specifically because of people's, they feel bad about something that's happening in their life. Maybe their mental state or their emotional state. Something is creating this activity, almost like poltergeist or even thought forms and tulpas. So no, I don't believe in demons, so I don't think all these spirits are demons. And I definitely, if anybody has any comments or, you know, thoughts or questions about that, feel free to post them up. You know, it's always nice to have that other point of view. You know, I do have friends who I think very highly of and respect that, you know, they've done demonic cases and they've given me insight into it. So I know what to look for if in fact that is a possibility. So it's nice to have that other perspective, and if anybody has thoughts or comments, go ahead and put them up there, especially for anybody watching this later on. You know, I really want this video to be more informational for people who ask these questions. And just so you know, the where do you go to the bathroom? That was Jeremy's question. I don't know if anybody's ever asked me that before. Let's see. So the last one is probably the one that is the most asked, other than is it scary or how do you do that? How do I get started? To me, anyone who is interested in being a paranormal investigator should find a group or a freelance investigator that is knowledgeable, experienced, to mentor them. I don't feel like anybody should just automatically, you know, read a couple books, read a few articles or blogs, and then just, you know, oh, I'm going to start going out there and investigating private residences. This is the first thing that's just, it's just bad, because you go into somebody's house and you don't know what you're doing. You don't really have the public relations skills to be able to talk to a client, let alone give them answers. So there are so many factors in dealing with paranormal investigation. It's not just about, I want to go out there and help people. That's great, but you can't help anybody if you don't know anything. So you really have to get experience in the field. And the best way to do that is to go out with people who have done it before. And always vet, you know, your paranormal teams. Don't just choose the first one, because everybody's dynamic is different. You know, you may be more interested in following a psychic, you know, psychic medium style investigative team. You may decide that you want to do a more scientific team, you know, one that is more skeptical and really follows an analytical and logical course of investigating. Or you may want to do both. And just remember that, you know, doing both, there's a lot more work involved, because you're having to connect what a psychic would say to what science, you know, we actually know, and, you know, going out there and creating an actual research project where you have definitive variables in a location. So there's a lot involved in being part of paranormal investigation. You know, ghost hunting is easy. You just go out there and try to catch things. So if you want to start out, go on some of these ghost hunts. There are plenty of locations out there that have, you know, paid for overnight ghost hunts. You know, you've got, oh gosh, all sorts of places. I think the Haldeman right now still has them. Rolling Hills in New York has them. I believe St. Albans has them. Trans-Allegheny has them. West Virginia Penitentiary, Mansfield, Waverly Hills. There are so many places that you can go to that you can actually do these things to kind of test out before you actually step foot into a private case where, you know, it's a business or a residence and they're looking to you for answers. So, you know, really get that type of stuff under your belt. And, you know, immediately everybody says, oh, how do I get started? Oh, well, just go buy yourself a camera and a flashlight. You know, there's a lot more involved than that. Read everything you can, meet lots of people, ask questions. Don't watch the TV shows, because that's not really how it works. Just learn as much as you can before you really set out to start your own team or do your own thing. Like I said, this week I'm doing this very short because my internet keeps going in and out. Lovely Antietam cable. But if you guys have any questions, anyone out there who watches this later on and has a question that maybe I didn't cover, I'm going to add to this, and I might have another one of these later on. I may even expand on these in the future for specific lives. But anyways, again, I'm Rebecca Boyer, and that's it for today. These are just the frequently asked questions that I've gotten through the years. And if you have any topic ideas or suggestions, feel free to either comment them or send them to me in a private message. And again, I'm Rebecca Boyer. I am the co-founder of Antietam Paranormal Society, and I will let you guys go for tonight. Bye!